What is up, y'all, and welcome back to another YouTube video here on my channel. Now, as we all know, there are 1,000 brands out there. Sometimes it can really be overwhelming. Like, I feel like there's a kind of new drop happening every day. So that's why in today's video I wanted to show you guys my favorite recent and also upcoming drops of brands that I follow, brands that I like, and hopefully, as always, leave you guys with some inspiration and maybe even some brands you didn't know about yet. Now let's get straight into the video. Let's go. Alright, so starting out we got Peso, which is a German streetwear brand, and it's pretty popular and pretty big, and most of you have probably heard about it. They're having two drops, which first of all is their kind of Raws drop. I think it's version 3 at this point. They had kind of their like basic, then they did like another version of them. Now they did like the third iteration of their basics and their Raws, and I think they have done a really great job on this one. I mean, the latest basics, the quality and everything was insane, but they had this like huge puff print on the chest, and I really didn't mess with this. I thought it was, I don't know, I think it's just so distracting for Raws and blanks. I thought it was a terrible decision, but for these new Raws and new basics that recently dropped, they decided to kind of only have this tiny small metal stud with their logo on it. I like metal details, I like studs, and I think this is literally the perfect branding for like Raws and basics. And on top of this, all of their basics and Raws are completely made in Europe, completely produced in Europe. I mean, the quality is insane. You hear it a lot. It really is. I mean, me personally, I don't have any Raws yet actually, but I got this t-shirt by Peso that I'm wearing right now, and it's of course like based on their Raws. The quality and the kind of comfort of this t-shirt is just amazing, so I wouldn't expect anything less for their Raws and for their basics. And by the way, what I mean by basic is like t-shirts, zip hoodies, normal hoodies, jogger, sweat shorts, and also some denims and denim shorts. And I think there are also tank tops. For the new Raws, they started out with black, like a dark gray, and navy blue, and kind of like a light gray or like a marl gray. And for the t-shirts and tank tops, they then also have a white version. But moving on to their second drop, they are then releasing their spring 26 collection. Actually today, when this video will be out on Saturday, and I'm not sure if the complete lineup is out yet, but we have seen a bunch of pieces so far. I really like most of the pieces, to be honest. First up, we got these two jackets. The pink one is basically just another colorway. I'm not too big of a fan of it because it's kind of this Bottega Intrecciato pattern, but it's not actually woven, but kind of like embellished into the leather or like embossed. But this other jacket, however, is really nice. It looks so dope with this kind of white and blue, kind of looking like a porcelain vase. And I really mess with it. I think it looks really dope, especially for spring when we're getting like a little colorful again. Really dope jacket. Then we also get this long sleeve and t-shirt, the long sleeve with this plate design, plate pattern, and then this t-shirt with this raglan cut with this like plate check pattern and the clean white base. And I don't know about y'all, but I think those two look absolutely amazing. I really like those. Then we have two more jackets, which first of all is this navy blue, or it's more like a really dark teal kind of crocodile jacket. Like, I assume once again it's embossed into the leather, and I don't know if Peso is using real leather actually. I'm not too sure, so I think it might be PU leather with the embossed pattern. I'm definitely not sure on this one. And I mean, the piece itself looks really amazing. It's just a matter of kind of the quality and how it feels. The second jacket is a little bit more experimental, a little bit more crazy with these kind of like faces all over. I don't know if it's like an iconic face or anything. I think it's interesting, it's a unique approach, and it's definitely like a statement jacket, but I personally don't really mess with it. Like, I wouldn't get it for myself, but I don't hate it. Like, I don't dislike it, if you get what I mean. Next up, we have this really crazy bag, and I don't like looking at it. I don't even know what type of bag this is exactly. Looks really unique and really dope with this kind of drawstring, this metal element, this embossed leather, the clean leather two-tone. From the shape, I would say kind of like a tote bag style. Really amazing, looks absolutely beautiful. Then we also got this more basic t-shirt and this basic kind of sweater, and they're none too crazy, none too special, just like kind of a graphic tee with the text on it. I don't know, me personally, when it comes to graphic tees, I don't need anything like, I don't need something crazy like a huge artwork or anything. And I think most of the times these kind of text and quote t-shirts are actually the best ones. And this one says, "Here I am, what are your other two wishes?" Kind of a classic, kind of stupid, but I mean, it's done really well with this kind of washed out, and I don't know. I can't hate it, I can't hate it. And by the way, in all of these pictures we also saw some pants, and I assume they are also new. We saw some jorts, some denim, also this kind of more special denim with this kind of like striped or ribbed look. I don't know how you call this technique. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of it. I definitely hate it when it's done on skinny jeans, but for like a baggy pair, I'm not sure. I think it looks okay actually. I don't really hate it, but yeah, not sure if I would get it for myself. Alright, so moving on, we got Lox Chain, and they recently dropped their horsepower collection, I think it's called. From the name, of course, it's kind of horse themed, and I don't know, like I don't see like a clear vision behind the collection, and I don't really mess with it, but there are definitely some pieces that just from like your aesthetic viewpoint look great, look amazing. First up, we got these clover style designs with the clover necklace, the clover bracelet, and also the ring. And I really like those. I think they are really cool. It's nothing I would like have a huge priority on getting. Like I don't have any like huge connection to clovers, but I think it just looks really cool, looks really dope. Then of course we got some horse themed pieces, which first of all is this carousel ring, which kind of is like your typical like carousel, and you can actually spin the ring. And while I really like how they kind of translated an actual carousel with kind of your horses, and also kind of the design, how they translated it into the ring, really mess with this kind of creatively. But at the same time, I don't know, I wouldn't wear something like this. But what I think is kind of cool is the horse necklace, and this is just like a regular pendant necklace with a horse as the pendant. Once again, I don't have a huge connection to horses, and I think the only real connection that I have to horses is first up like fantasy shit and kind of knights and stuff like this, and second of all like a Mustang. It's kind of like one of my favorite car brands, so this is literally the only connection I have to horses, so I don't know if I would get it, but I can definitely say that it looks cool. The last theme we got is this kind of bone-like, kind of skeleton-like design, if that makes sense. And we have like this necklace and this bracelet, but it's nothing for me personally. And then last but not least, they also dropped some accessory or clothing pieces. And what I really like here is this studded tie. I mean, it's kind of like a basic black tie, but it has this kind of pattern with studs and also pearls, I think, on it, and it looks really dope and looks like a fun and cool tie. Next up, we had a drop by Systemic, which is their Spring 26 collection. It's already out, it's already in their online store. It definitely has some really amazing pieces. Like, I really mess with what Systemic is doing. They have a bunch of pieces, so I won't go over all of them, but first of all, what I really mess with is this boucle kind of jacket in this beige colorway. I don't know if I have to say anything about it. I think it just looks it really looks luxurious and premium, and oh my god, it's so nice. I don't know. It's pretty expensive though, so I don't know if I can get it, but I think it just looks absolutely dope. Then we have what they call the Chesterfield jacket, and this one, once again, is like your lightweight spring jacket with a plaid and check pattern design. Looks clean, looks dope, but nothing you haven't seen before. But then they literally just add this huge color pop with this baby blue kind of zipper and also these baby blue buttons. And to me, this is what it's like to kind of take a trend but evolving it and elevating it. It's not just your next plaid jacket, but it has like this amazing pop of color, and it's really unique, looks really dope, and it also immediately catches your attention. So another really great jacket. Next up, we're getting another colorway for the Lana shirt, which is this kind of long button-up, long shirt with this kind of like grid pattern, I would say. And we get a black colorway. It's like black with this white or like dark gray grid. And I think pieces like those are just great alternatives for like an all black shirt. Just kind of like stepping it up a little. Looks really dope. Then we also get a new type of button-up, I think. I don't know if there have been any colorways previously, like a flannel button-up with essentially a similar kind of like grid pattern, but it has like these two front pockets and also this embroidery. Also looks really dope. Like even the colorways I think are really nice. We got this like green and this blue one. Then we also get a graphic tee, which is just like your typical text print graphic tee. And this one says local celebrity in kind of a washed out graphic. Once again, I already explained it. It's kind of dumb, it's stupid, but I don't know. I think this is kind of the nicest type of graphic tees that there is. They are then also dropping some denims. A few are like different colorways of already existing models. And what I specifically like is their contrast denim. It's like this blue, like mid blue washed denim. And I think the fit is also really nice. And last but not least, for Systemic, they then also made another colorway for their Celeste bag. Of course, in all 3 sizes. And oh my god, I love the Celeste bag. I love the brown colorway, and the black one is just amazing as well. And I don't know, the brown one is kind of like classy, elegant, and this one really like kind of gives me like businessman vibes. Like if you have this bag, you also got a bag, if you know what I'm saying. Like if you got this bag, you just look rich as hell. I don't know, but that just might be me. Alright, so for the next drop we have a brand that I only recently discovered. It's definitely a smaller brand, and the brand is called Okstan, I think is how you say it, I'm not sure on this. And they are dropping this really beautiful derby in 2 colorways, in like a black and like a white. And what really sticks out to me is this beautiful kind of lace system. Like there's just a bunch of ways on how you can lace it. I'm actually not too sure if this is like a total ripoff of any design, so don't pin me down on it if it is. I mean, obviously what I would say it is inspired by these kind of rig shoes that you know, with this really dope lace system. And this is kind of using the inspiration to create this really amazing derby. And it looks just so good, so classy. And I really mess with both colorways. They are not like insanely clean, but kind of have like a little aging already applied to them, which gives them a lot of character. I really mess with those. One thing to note here, however, as I said, I just recently discovered the brand. I'm not sure if they're legit. They are running a pre-order for those shoes. But yeah, for a smaller brand, especially when it comes to shoes, it definitely makes sense. But as I said, I have no idea if they are legit. So if you're going to order from them, do some research, be careful. But nonetheless, I really mess with these 2 derbies, and I think they're really great. Moving on, we got 5MC2, and they also recently released their Spring 26 collection. And 5MC2 for me is kind of a strange brand, because essentially what they're doing is like generic streetwear, like basic streetwear pieces. There's really nothing special about it, and I usually don't mention such brands in my videos. But let's say they're dropping a 30-piece collection, then they have like 25 of these ultra generic ass pieces. But 5 of the pieces are so amazing, are so unique, and that's why I like to mention them, and that's why I think the brand is actually dope and cool. I don't know, I think it's just a little wasted potential, but nonetheless they have some cool pieces for this drop. First up, we have these like really dirty wash beige jeans and workwear jacket. It's like kind of like a workwear style pair with the carpenter jeans and the workwear style jacket. And I don't know if I would wear the full set, but both pieces on their own kind of look really amazing, really dope. Then they also have a new colorway on the Nada jacket and pants. And I really like the base concept. Like they had, I think it was like a light blue, like kind of a light washed blue type of colorway for the first iteration of the Nara pieces. And in theory, I really like the new colorway. It's kind of like a brownish, but it has this little like green elements, these green tint to it, so it looks kind of rusted in my opinion. But is it really practical though? I don't know. I feel I would have a really hard time styling such a colorway. What I also really like are their all black carpenter pants. What I really like about those is that they don't feel like performative. Nowadays you see a lot of carpenter pants that really just have like this front panel, and like they're not technically carpenters but like double knees. But this pair really feels like authentic. Like you have the front pockets, a bunch of pockets and shit going on the back, and it just looks like an authentic workwear pair and looks really dope. Then we also get some basic pieces, which are these quarter zips, also another kind of micro trend or like trend that's happening this spring. But I actually have one myself that I stole from my girlfriend, and I think it's really comfortable piece. I really like it, and the colorways that they have are really cool. Got this like burgundy red, this kind of like off-white, this blue and this green one, and they don't have like any huge branding on them, so just like a clean basic quarter zip. Then they also have these long-sleeved flannels in a few colorways. I think the colorway that I really like is this green one, because I think it really looks like kind of a basic check or plate pattern button-up with kind of moss on top of it. I don't know, I think it just looks amazing. Last but not least, they are also releasing some candles, which I think is obviously none too crazy, but it's a kind of cool filler piece. I don't know if they're scented or anything, which would definitely be cool, but I don't know. Who doesn't like candles? Alright, so for the next drop we have yet another spring collection. What I'm talking about is the Spring 26 collection of BBC Icecream, which for those of you that don't know is like the sub-label of Billionaire Boys Club. And Billionaire Boys Club is the brand of Pharrell Williams, and BBC Icecream is kind of the sub-brand that is kind of ran or creatively directed by Nigo, kind of like a Japanese sub-label to BBC. And BBC Icecream is of course a really huge brand, so they are releasing like so many products. It almost looks like 100 new pieces for their Spring 26 collection, and therefore of course we also have like a really huge chunk of nonsense and generic stuff. And I don't know if this is the method. I personally don't really mess with it, like spamming out product and only have like 50% of it being like actually nice. Nonetheless, I can still appreciate the heat that they are releasing, and there are so many dope ass pieces. So let's go over them real quick. First up, we got your classic running dog graphic tee. I mean, it's a classic, we all know it, but in this light blue colorway, I think it's really amazing for spring and summer and looks really dope. What I then also really like are these houndstooth denim shorts. They have kind of like an all over houndstooth pattern on the denim, and also the dick print running dog. I mean, dick print definitely got destroyed by all of these kind of TikTok tracksuit brands, but let's be real, BBC Icecream was one of the first to do it, if not the complete first to do it, so it's definitely a vibe. Then we also get some polo shirts. Once again, I think it's a huge trend every spring and summer. Like I don't think polos will ever go out of style, and what I really like are those really colorful ones. And I think BBC Icecream or Billionaire Boys Club in general is literally the perfect brand when it comes to like polo shirts and colorful, fun, vibey polo shirts. What I really like are these two with these horizontal stripes. First of all, this red white and this black white, and those are also short sleeved, so definitely something for summer. And then we also get these two long sleeved ones with the vertical stripes, and there's one in particular has this really playful colorway with this kind of pink and this baby light blue. What I then also found was this Realtree denim set, but the twist to it is that it's kind of like a black on black Realtree style pattern, like a black and a little darker gray. And I definitely think wearing the whole set is a little too crazy, but I don't know, maybe just the jacket would look really nice. Definitely a cool piece. What I then also really mess with are these two running dog beanies. First up, we got this like light pink with the kind of classical red running dog, and then we also have this really saturated blue with this kind of like green running dog. And I really like beanies. I really like colorful and playful beanies. BBC Icecream, once again, the perfect brand for this aesthetic. Really dope beanies. I really mess with those. I might even want to get one of those. And last but not least, I also really like these two long sleeves. It's like a black and white basic long sleeve, but it then has this huge kind of jumbo running dog print. And what I really mess with is that the print is not like centered or anything, but kind of goes across like the side. But as I said, I dropped so many more pieces. So yeah, if this is your vibe, if this fits your aesthetic, go check out BBC Icecream and kind of just like scroll through the whole collection and you might find some dope stuff. Alright, so last but not least, I shamelessly have to plug myself here. I will be dropping 2 pieces with my brand next week, and I will also have like a dedicated behind the scenes and making of video of those pieces. Let me just show to you real quick. We got this kind of like cropped hoodie, like burgundy, kind of washed out a little, got some distressing, and then the highlight here is this kind of all over studded hood. And as I said, it's a little cropped, and that's because the kind of waistband is cut off and the front pocket is also cut off, gives this kind of like rough, distressed and used look. And then second of all, we got this long sleeve right here, the same burgundy colorway, but this one is not like washed out or anything. It has like this deep burgundy color. Got these white waffle sleeves with the studs on the sleeves, and as you can see, the sleeves here also have kind of some pleats to them, and of course like the huge front print. And one last thing, of course, since everything is handmade, I only have like 20 pieces for the long sleeve and around like 15 pieces for the hoodie. So if you're interested, make sure to check my socials so you don't miss out on the drop. But that's all for promoting my own brand. Alright, so with this, we're already done with the video. As always, I think all the brands are linked down below. Check out what you want. I hope I could inspire some of y'all. Let me know down in the comments what your guys' favorite Spring 26 collections or drops are. And with all of this being said, I hope to see you in the next video. I'm out.